everybody, it is your girl Ari coming right back at you with another video, and today it is all about this lovely hair you see right now from UNice Hair. If you're interested in seeing how I accomplish this sleek look with no comb, you know, perfectly flat look, please keep on watching. But first, of course, go and follow your girl on Instagram at ari.ftz, and make sure you like this video, you comment down below, you share it, and you subscribe. Make sure you also go and check out my website, Cheap Black Hair Trends, and you could send your blog, send your ideas. It's gonna be really cool. Check the description box for more information and my previous video as well. If you're interested in seeing how I accomplish this makeup look, let me know down below and I will actually come out with another video. But if you don't want to, it's okay. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace. Alright, my beauties, so we are going to start off with my favorite cap right now for making wigs. Currently, it's probably going to change soon, but either way, it has adjustable straps, and usually I pin the straps underneath the chin to get it out the way. And this is the hair we're working with today. 4 bundles. So first you have to start off with the closure. So of course you're going to pull the closure down a little bit in front of the cap. It's kind of like my other video showing you how to do frontals, but just a little bit easier, I actually think. And then I'm going to pin it down to make sure that it's not going to move when I start sewing, and get the hair out of the way because that's going to be annoying. So you're going to start at the very tip. The first time is a little bit hard because the lining of this cap in particular is just very hard, but this knotting method you see me doing right now, this is what I'm going to be using for every single stitch. So every stitch you see me do for the rest of this video, it's going to be using that knot method just to make sure that it's really secure, and I sew really closely together. It may not be so necessary to do it this close, but I just like, I just wanted it to be really flat and I wasn't taking any chances. So it may take a while, but just to make sure you don't have that ugly cone head look that I feel like so many people just accept that this is normal to have a straight weave. We just have to have this huge raise on our head. Like, it doesn't look cute, ladies. Let's get it flat, okay? So this is what I do for the closure, just to make sure that that part is completely secure and flat. And then we're just gonna knot it when we're done. Now for the first bundle, I always say this is like the hardest bundle for me. I don't know why. The first row, I should say. So getting it onto the cap is a little bit challenging. So what I do is I sew the 2 wefts together because it's double wefts for the first 2 rows in this case. And then once I sew it together, then I apply it to the cap and do the same knotting method. And I'm only going to double the wefts for 2 rows in this particular style because, again, I want it to be very, very flat. With my curly hair, I usually double it almost to like more than half of the head, but you'll see when we get to that point. So just make sure, again, you sew closely together. Not everyone does it, but I just think that it gives you a very secure look, and then it ensures that your hair stays flat. So I'm going to fold it over here. But do take note, that was for the first 2 rows is the only time I did the fold over method. For every other row, I cut it because I didn't want any bulk in any place. Now this technique my mom showed me a while back, and this really helps me. It makes me go faster. So I pin the weft onto the mannequin head, and it just holds it in place, so you don't have to worry about, you know, the hair falling, because that can get very annoying. Especially if you're a beginner, it's very annoying trying to hold up the hair while sewing. So using these pins to stick to the mannequin head, it seems a little violent, but hey, it works, and the thing doesn't have feelings, right? Now here is where I start really spacing out the single wefts. No more double wefts at this point. And I'm making sure there's a bit of gaps in between these 2 because, again, I can't stress this enough, we want this to be very, very flat. So not spaced out too much where you're going to see through your hair when you put it on your head, but spaced out enough that there's no bulk. Now here I'm just showing you how I double knot every time I seal the ends. Is this sealing the ends? Every time I cut the weft, this is how I knot it. So after doing the normal knot with the needle, I do this method, and as you can see, I only have a little bit here of space left on top, but I use that little bit of space to put them in my 4th bundle, which I believe was the 18-inch, just to have the layers. And I sewed in the last bundle. It's actually sewn into the closure, the lining of the closure, just to make sure it doesn't shift and there's no gaps in between. And that is it for the sewing process. So now, as you can see, we're gonna definitely have to cut this part of the wig cap off, which is extremely easy. Do not cut too close to the sewing part because you will mess it up. So after I co-wash the hair, here it's a little bit air dry because I walked away for like an hour and came back. Do this while the hair is wet, and I'm going to start off with the middle part because that's what I want. So this doesn't come with the middle part, so you have to create your own, and you need to tweeze it on both sides. And then you're gonna do a little process that could get a little bit tedious, but I mean, personally, I find this very soothing, but it could be very annoying for people. So I'm gonna just part the hair and then tweeze backwards and forwards. And I'm gonna just keep on doing this for both sides of the head. And I'm not gonna, please, I'm telling you, don't get lazy at this part. It is so easy to get lazy when you get here and be like, I forget it, I'm just gonna do big spaces. Take your time if you want it to be perfect. If you don't really care, then, you know, it's no big deal. But yeah, part closely together, tweeze, don't tweeze too much, don't tweeze too little bit. And here I'm just gonna show you how I don't just tweeze backwards, but I also tweeze in the direction. Oh gosh, please ignore that ash. Just ignore the ash. I just washed the hair, so you know my hands are dry. Anyway, I start tweezing in a forward direction as well, so that way the hair just lays flat in all directions, so you can't go wrong. And oh my goodness, when you get to the front, please be careful. If you don't trust yourself to tweeze the actual hairline, don't do it. Just tweeze in between. If you do tweeze the hairline, you have to be so careful. Barely move any hair. It's just to get rid of the harshness. And then, you know, you just do your little baby hairs. It's not really necessary. I just did it just in case. And I kind of almost didn't even end up using the baby hairs because it just laid so good. So this is the hair. It's almost air dried, but I'm so sorry. I wanted to make sure that it was very sleek. So I blow dried it with a paddle brush and a normal blow dryer, nothing special. And try to blow dry it as get it as dry as possible. So now if this is your kind of look, you know, not dead straight look, you could keep it this way, but I was going for a more straight look. So I'm going in with my heat protectant, and please use this very sparingly. If you put too much, your hair is going to be oily and it's not going to look clean, and it's not going to be as fluid, as flowy. Well, where is my vocab? Basically, the straighter you want the hair, the smaller the pieces you should flat iron at a time. So this took a while. I think it took me about like half an hour to do. And I mean, honestly, I can't even say that because after 4 a.m. comes, I just kind of lose track of time. So I don't know how long this took me, but I'm gonna guess half an hour. But once you get in the zone, I don't know, it becomes kind of easy. And yeah, the hair is steaming up. This is why it's good to put the heat protectant. That way you do not burn or damage the hair at all. And I just do this chase method that really helped this process go quicker. If you have a better flat iron than me, you might not even have to do it. But it's time for me to get an upgrade. So I have to pass it about 2 times for each strand. And voila, it is dead straight, and I loved it. It is so flowy. This hair is literally thebomb.com, and I got 0 shedding. Is that even normal? I got 0 shedding. So basically, to flatten the top, I don't know, what do you call that? Whatever. So I'm gonna use some foundation now, the foundation I use on my face, and I put it onto the lace. I am so sorry. I need to upgrade on my camera because I don't have the flip out screen, and I couldn't see that I was not in the frame, but it's just me putting the foundation on there. Now for my natural hair, I'm going to be using my sister's new product line from Alpha Natural. The labels are in, it's here, it's official, it's happening. I'm gonna be using her 2-step system to make sure my hair is hydrated and to make sure that it's moisturized underneath the cap, because that is extremely important, because this is a protective style, so we have to make sure that we keep our natural hair moisturized. And you know, go and hook yourself up with some gangsta cornrows, get yourself some Beauty Bella pomade to sleek down your edges, make sure those edges do not move, and slick it down with a toothbrush, and then take the foundation brush and some foundation and just blend in that foundation into your hairline now that your edges are laid. Now, as you can see, like, I think the wig is actually almost perfect, but then I just wanted to go in with some more face powder just to make sure that my skin and the lace of itself blend in seamlessly. I don't know if you could tell, but my face looks a little bit scared, and literally I was. For some reason, I kind of started freaking out when I started sewing this wig down onto my cornrows, but I had no choice. Like, I was about to go sing on stage, and there was no way that this wig was gonna fall off on stage. Like, that was just not happening. That's not an event that will be taking place in my life ever ever. So I made sure to sew it down, but I never get sewn, so the feeling of the needle touching my scalp, it didn't hurt, but it was, I don't know, it was just a little bit scary. So just ignore my face. It's not a scary experience at all. It's actually very necessary. So make sure you sew that down if that's your thing, or you can use combs or clips or, you know, whatever you need. And then just to make sure the lace lays flat, I took some Gorilla Snot glue. And the important thing is to make sure that this wig does not lie exactly onto your hairline, because that would not look natural. And then take the Got2b freeze spray and blow dry it on a cool setting. I chose cool, it could be hot, and just flatten it down and lay it down perfectly. And then I just tied it down for 15 minutes and bing bang boom, we're done. Like, try and tell me that that's not my scalp. Try and tell me that that does not look like my scalp. This thing is seamless, and I'm actually very pleased with how it turned out. Alright, my beauties, that is it for the video. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you can see how easy it is and how you can accomplish this look as well. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also go check out my website, Cheap Black Hair Trends, and all that good stuff. Let's talk down below in the comment section and see what's next. Alright, peace.